This week I learned that there is a dark side to Disney, and it's something that Disney movies I grew up on. They from my earliest years, you trust Disney with your kids, and I'm going to share with you some stuff that I've been researching deeply, and it is disturbing. And especially in those formative years when you're a young child, Disney have been manipulating the minds of our children with incredibly twisted imagery, subliminal messages, and I'm going to share a little bit about that with you now. So if you are a Disney fan, if you grew up watching Disney, or if you have young people in your life, really please do take note of this. I will not be allowing my daughter to see any Disney movies, and I will not be watching any more Disney movies from now. So let me know what you think about this, or if you've explored this before. Walt Disney. There are lots of different tales about Walt Disney and why he started Disney in the way that he did. But Walt Disney was involved with a type of Freemason when he was younger. And there's lots of different controversy about it. So he knows all about symbology and things like that. And when you look at the Disney movies, there are symbols in those movies of sex. I'm talking fully naked women. I'm talking penises. There are boobs. There is the word sex written over and over and over again. You can go online, you can search for this, you can just type in dark side of Disney. There are so many pictures, screenshots of these. There is, for example, in The Little Mermaid, there is a scene where they get married and the priest has an erection. Clear as day, there it is, big erection. It's actually insane. And there's so many other things. But aside from the symbology, I want to talk a little bit about the actual stories. My favorite two Disney movies growing up were Aladdin and Lion King. I know those two inside out, so I'll refer to those two. But I invite you to look at every Disney movie that you know, like really look at them. What is the story? What is the moral? What are they actually teaching your children? Let's look at Aladdin. I never thought about this before this week. Aladdin is a tale of an orphan. Don't most Disney movies have orphans, or kids who've been abused, or kids who are treated badly by their parents? There's always some kind of trauma, right? Or so often there's some kind of trauma there. It's very interesting. And when you look at where these stories come from, a lot of Disney movies are inspired by occult classics, things like the Brothers Grimm tales, and that's those tales are very, very dark, and then they got adapted, turned into kids movies, but the themes are still very dark and the symbology is very dark. So Aladdin, this orphan, can't afford to eat, really struggling, people bully him, he has to steal to survive. That's what's going into your kids' minds. People don't like to help homeless people, they have to steal, right? They have to become criminals, so that's that. Princess Jasmine is literally locked in her mansion, locked in her palace. She's not allowed to leave. Her dad forces her, right? Like arranged marriages. Even though she doesn't want to. She has no interest. But she has to get married. It's like has to, enforced. The Sultan's advisor, Jafar, he uses a snake, a big staff shaped like a snake, right? And you know the symbolism of the snake, I'm sure, to hypnotize people and make them do things against their will, including hypnotizing a girl to marry him against her will. So this is normalizing that is okay to do. And it's not addressed seriously. It's kind of looked over. He is a murderer. He literally kills people. He also tortures people. And now he hypnotizes women to marry him. And the implication of that is she will have to have his kid, which means she will have to have sex with him against her will. Now, I know that might seem like a bit of a stretch if you're just watching it innocently as a kid. But when you're watching this as an adult, We are normalizing abuse. We're normalizing so many twisted things. As you watch Aladdin, there's loads of symbolism and imagery of all sorts of things you just wouldn't show your kid if you know what is there. Lion King. Let's talk about The Lion King. One of my favorite movies. When I thought about this week, I was so upset. What's The Lion King about? It's about a little lion whose dad raises him, and then his greedy uncle, jealous uncle, kills his dad, murders him, and gets away with it. And is then, after killing his dad, it's normalized. It's like it's okay. That is okay to do. That is an acceptable option. He also then has these hyenas, and he abuses them. He's cruel to them. He calls them stupid. He says that they're mindless because they're different. Right? They're not a lion, so they're different. So we're normalizing that these hyenas are stupid because they're different. This is the messaging. But in The Lion King, the word sex, as in sex, is written so many times. So many times. Go and check it out. Watch it back. Look for how often the word sex appears. There's also boobs. There's naked women. It is actually insane. And so then I was just speaking with a friend today about what other messages are there. So I'd love for you to really think about your favorite Disney movie and comment below. Let me know, especially the classic ones. What is the theme? What do we have? We have witches making women sleep, right? So Sleeping Beauty has to sleep until a random man kisses her that's never met. She doesn't consent. We also have actual witches in most or a lot of the movies, right? Very dark. Think about The Little Mermaid, the Ursula character, very dark, very twisted. We're putting this into our child's minds, that this evil is there, that people want to kill you, that people want to take over, that people want to abuse you, that there are these villains, and they're almost likable. That's the weird thing about it. Now, there are other claims of things happening inside Disney. One of their high-up people was recently arrested and convicted for being a pedophile. And the real kicker for me was when I saw this post about Mickey Mouse. I saw it yesterday. When you take the word Mickey in the way that they write it and you reflect it upside down, it says the word wicked. So Mickey, reflected upside down, says the word wicked. And then you look at the symbolism behind Mickey Mouse, and in one of the first cartoons, Mickey Mouse opens up a Masonic group. It's like a Masonic youth group. He opens it up in the cartoon. You can't make this stuff up. And if you see the early pictures of what Mickey looked like and what the Mickey costumes were, very, very twisted. Now, is everybody who works in Disney bad news? I don't think so. But you have to know that this stuff is happening, right? This can't happen without permission to intentionally implant these things in our children's minds. And we trust them. We trust them because they're a big brand, because they're a known name, and so we let them do it. Really pay attention to what your young people watch and listen to. What are the themes in those stories? And now you might be saying, yeah, but Luke, you're just taking all the fun out of this. Right? You're taking things too literally. But how does our subconscious mind take things? Our subconscious mind takes things very literally. Have a look how often in the Disney movies they make these hand signals. So you see this as, if you don't know what this signal is, you can look this up. This is an occult signal. Look how often in the Disney movies they make this symbol, like this, or like this, all the time. Why would the animators do that? Why would the animators put the word sex in Disney movies hundreds of times? Why would the animators draw actual penises, actual boobs, actual naked people in there? They think it's funny? Maybe. Something deeper? Maybe. I always wanted to go to Disneyland. I never have been. And now I don't want to. Most of the Disney characters that I know and have seen, I haven't seen every single movie, like Monsters Inc. It's a Pixar movie, right? Disney Pixar. They harvest children's screams. Monsters come into your child's room at night time through the closet, and they have a scream quota. They have to harvest children's screams. The more children they make scream, the better they do, the more bonus they get, the more rewards they get. Like, that is what is implanted. And we wonder why our kids are so scared of monsters. And we wonder why abuse is so normalized. It's deep. So I'll post some links below for you. Check it out. I'd love to know what you think about this. I know this might be completely new for some of you. If you think this is all totally crazy, that's totally cool. Check out the pictures. You'll see them all. And if you are open and see this manipulation, this mind control, this implanting of these dark things, then I invite you to release those. I invite you to go deep inside your subconscious, maybe in your meditation, maybe you want to get someone to help you, and release any attachments that you have to these old Disney movies, these satanic images, this occult stuff, this stuff that is deep, deep, deep in your subconscious mind when you were innocent and they implanted it there. I know this was a little bit serious. This is serious. This is the minds and souls of our children we're talking about. Nothing could be more important. There is a spiritual battle going on right now. The light versus the shadow. And a lot of this shadow stuff is coming up. You're going to see more and more and more of this. I'm going to keep sharing more and more and more of this. And the way we get rid of the shadows is by shining light on it. So thank you to all of you who are brave enough to stare this right in the face, not to look away, not to ignore it and brush it under the carpet. Our children, our young people, the next generation will thank you for it. I'd love to know what you think. Please do comment below, and I will be back with another video shining more light on the shadows, because someone has to.